this January, the 25th, at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Time, the moon will rise to full, 100% at its peak. The wolves, hence wolf moon, the wolves will be howling in hunger towards the constellation Gemini. Gemini means twins in Greek, and in Greek mythology, they named the two twins, Pollux and Castor. Pollux and Castor make up the two brightest stars of the constellation Gemini. They are the heads of the stars. And if you're located on the East Coast around this full moon time, you'll be able to see it right above the moon. So don't forget to look for the heads of Pollux and Castor during this time. All full moons are opposite the sun. So this full moon in Leo is opposing Aquarius. So we have these opposing energies which create conflict, and we'll see as we explore the new moon and its energies how it affects your personal energy. Aquarius is more for the collective, so we're taking these energies of playfulness and bringing it to the world, putting your feelings on showcase, telling people how you feel and letting people know how you think, especially with Mercury and Mars and their trines, with Jupiter squaring the sun and the moon. We have these contradicting energies, and we have this making a disaster in order for there to be a solution, and it's looking up the energies. Everything that we started on the new moon on 1/1/1, you'll see all the seeds we planted then on the new moon are coming into fruition. So we have a very powerful full moon here. This is loving ourselves and expressing love to ourselves. Now, we want to do this always, especially now with this full moon. The moon is at its brightest. These energies are full, at their highest, and especially when we have a moon in Leo. Now, the sun is in Aquarius, which the sun rules Leo. So the sun is opposing its ruling sign. Here we have another conflict. But not always is that bad. We can have this conflict, and this Aquarius sun will cool down this fiery full moon of the Leo. And that, my friends, is great. Questions we want to ask ourselves this full moon are: how are we to express our love? What thoughts are we going to share with the collective? And how can we control our thoughts? Everything that we are experiencing now at this full moon, it's going to blow up. So we think of all these thoughts. Okay, well, maybe we're exaggerating or thinking things that aren't really there. Our thoughts are coming into words. With Mars, it could be heated conversations, heated debates, too much. Like I said, Jupiter is here, so it's bringing an excessive amount of everything. And even too much of a good thing can be bad. We spoke about this too for the new moon. So we still have effects from these planets around the full moon. Now, the last new moon, we were asking questions like, how are we letting go? So this full moon, we're seeing how we're doing that. What is the process in doing that? And everything manifests from then till now will be completed around June or July sometime. Hopefully we wrote it down because it goes into the collective. Now, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about January and mythology and maybe tell a little story. I could tell you that story inside. Well, we're going to do a collective reading and see how this full moon will affect us, and we'll see what the tarot has to say about how we could be better prepared for this very important full moon. There's always help, so let's go to the tarot for help. I'm inside now, and as promised, we're gonna do our reading and talk a little bit about this month, January. So January is named after the Roman god Janu, which if you see in the picture, he has two faces, also known as Two-Face, known for guarding the doors, guarding the gates, the thresholds, or the walkthroughs to endings and the new beginnings. They say that he was really once a man and I guess became a Roman god, and they named the first month the beginning of the year and the threshold between the new and the old year after him. So we are going to explore these full moon energies and see what y'all need to know. Any help the tarot can give us levels up. It's like a pyramid. Oh, so cool. Very, very, very neat. All right. And here we have it. As you see at the top, we have the moon as our theme. It's funny because we have the Page of Wands right next to the moon. Now, let me tune in. This must be an urgent message. Do you guys hear the sirens? So let that pass while I tune in. So full moons are about endings and new beginnings. Like I said in the intro, anything we discussed over the new moon 111 is coming into fruition. It's coming true now at this full moon. And the wands in this deck are swords. So we have these thoughts. And we are getting surprising news. See, Uranus is going from retrograde to direct. So when it switches from retrograde to regular motion, it turns stationary. So when it's stationary, it's not going reverse. It doesn't look like it's going forward. It's gaining the momentum to go forward, and it's shifting. So during this shift, Uranus is harnessing all of this energy. And when we have Uranus, we have these surprises. We have shocking events, change. We have external technology issues or things of that nature. So that's what I see here. This Ace of Wands is like coming out of the sky like a lightning bolt. And this lightning bolt brings, you see the Five of Wands right next to it. Now, this shocking event, situation, these thoughts, it could be these shocking thoughts or some shocking circumstance comes right in the middle that affects your emotions. It could be coming from this King of Cups, and that's like a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. It could be a man. Just like the page, court cards are people, but it could be a situation. It could be telling us that this sword coming out has to do with a very big emotional. You think the king in this deck is the highest of all of the court cards and the number cards. So you think of this energy of the cups, it's relationships, love, these feelings, these emotions. And like I said in the beginning about Jupiter, that's why we have everything blown up here. So you have the wand extra big. Right down below, you see the star in reverse, and you see the light coming off of her with her leg as the rest of the lightning bolt coming down from the wand. So it's like going straight through your body to your head, which is flipped upside down, right next to the Ten of Cups. So it seems like these depressing or shocking moments that cause conflict with the Five of Wands, you see all these people battling with their swords. The moon in Leo, this fire energy having to do with our thoughts and our emotions and the collective. So we have the collective with this fiery energy, with all of this commotion, with Uranus, this shocking event, and we have blow. But if you look, the Five of Wands is in reverse. The situation is going to work out in your favor. How I said, there has to be this destruction in order for the new to begin. And right under the Five of Wands in reverse, we have the Ten of Cups, which is a very, very positive card. See the rainbow and the rain falling from the lotus flower, and the father and his daughter and the son, all the family together with the cups, joining together in this circle. So perhaps we are doing, as I said, like going dancing, or maybe to some light show, or some kind of something that you watch that's moving action. Now this commotion, this conflict could occur at this meeting place, being that it is right on top. These negative energies from this conflict here are going into the lotus flower and falling out. This also tells me that if something does occur like that, you do not want to hold in how you feel or how you think towards this situation. You want a release of that right away. You don't want that to build up, especially now during this time. With Mars and Mercury, it doesn't seem like you will be holding anything in. It's like energy is forcing this out. If you notice, we have this King of Cups right on top of the Emperor under the moon. Now the Emperor is all logic, all reason. And the King of Cups is like all emotion, all feeling. So like the moon and the sun, we have these opposing energies with fire and water. Now fire and water do not mix, but like I said, it could be a good thing, because with Jupiter putting a magnifying on this and blowing this up, we see these energies evening themselves out. With this smoke coming from this surprising electric shock or jolt of electricity, we see that there's fire, but the water is kind of dimming this fire down. It's putting a control on everything. So these opposing energies are pretty cool. With the star in reverse, this tells me that we're pouring our energy wastefully. We're just we're being wasteful, or perhaps we're not. During this time, it's like moderation. What? Let's just go like balls to the wall, F everything else. So this is telling you to like be careful where you place your energy. Be careful where you put your words and your thoughts, and how you articulate those words and thoughts. Are they positive? Because you have to remember, they're going out to the collective, and this energy, and you know, when you put something out there, it comes back normally tenfold. So you want to be sure that at this time especially, to put positive words out there, positive thoughts about yourself and of others. This is more of like a collective energy. As we see here with the Lovers, we have again an opposition. Now it's in reverse. We have the green and yellow. I see the heart chakra and your sacral chakra, or your urinate, bladder infection or something because of a heart issue. Or be careful, like Leo does rule the heart. And I see definitely with our ovaries, our bladder, our gallbladder, our organs down there where we urinate. This something is off balance, and we are going to find out some kind of truth, something that we didn't know about this. Maybe we are having some kind of pain or an issue. Now this stems from holding in these stored traumas. This like something sudden happened and you didn't release that, so now it's stored inside of you. So think of all the times that you didn't release release what you had to. You held it in inside. Whether it was a good thing or a bad thing, we need to go back into these things and reflect on them, react, like scream, cry. You see here, she's all to herself. And this could be some kind of breakup too, and maybe that's what this is with Venus and its retrograde and Uranus and these sudden events. This could be some kind of separation, or you are failing to make a choice of some kind of emotional situation, like you're taking your time or time has gone by. The clock is here very strong with these 2 cups. You're not focusing on all the times that you lost something and what you gained. Like you lost one thing, but did you think you gained 2 things because of that one loss? So I don't consider that a loss. That's a win-win in my book. You may have thought it was a loss at that moment, but it's like a blessing in disguise. So I say pump the brakes. Pump the brakes and like think of the future. Like I said, Janu has the 2 faces. So it's almost like we want to have that kind of focus going into this January 1st full moon of this new year. We want to pay attention to what we're doing, where we're going. Yeah, like what we're doing to get to where we're going, or what we did to get to here. It's like reflecting on all of these situations. And remember, with this full moon, everything's illuminated now. Everything's brighter. Everything's only are these energies are full and heightened at this time, but the light is shining down on it. So what didn't come out in the day will shine at the night. And this too is telling us to look at the stars. Something about the stars, possibly go outside and look at them, or there might be is something about balance. Possibly this will help ground you, because at this time we are not grounded. There's all this electrifying, and these cups is watery circumstances. We're just flowing, and we have to pump the brakes and think we don't want to slip too deep. And that's what the Emperor is here to remind us. This Emperor, like I said, he's very logical. He has a lot of force. He also has a lot of control. This Emperor has self-control. He's very disciplined. He's very grounded. If he says something, this is a rule. Now, this reminds me, this is where Saturn comes in. Now, all these planets are coming in with Saturn, with Mercury, Mars, like Venus, Saturn is all up in here as well. So all these planets are reflecting on Saturn, which is putting a more logical and a more disciplined, putting these disciplined factors into this uproaring, surprising, fiery energy. So it's good that the Emperor is here. He's telling us to take responsibility for our actions. If we make a mistake, say we're sorry. This reminds me of the Ho'oponopono prayer. I did a video about it, but I'll go through it. It's 4 simple phrases. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. You can say them in any form, any way, any manner. It doesn't have to be in that order. You could say it any order you like. And if you want to know more about the validity of it and how true and magical that prayer is, it's Hawaiian. There's a video, I'll tag it in here. It's Sagittarius reading from October, if you want to go back, if I forget to tag it in there. But this will really break up these energies. This is what that's doing. And especially now during this time, I see an excess of drinking or expressing our emotions. And this Page of Swords, or this Page of Wands, which is the Swords energy, is in reverse. Now this is immature, hurtful words. This is being conflicting or being argumentative or contrary. Like someone says, oh, the sky's blue, and you're like, oh no, it's black, and things like that. So we have to be careful to be more understanding. Now you see the Page of Wands, he's holding out his ear. Listen before you speak. You don't want to just go blurting off this shit that you don't know about, because it's like you're missing something. So listen, make sure you get the whole thing before you go popping off at the mouth, because there's this gossip or there's these fiery words, and it could make the situation even worse. Guidance or advice for the future. We have Justice, a major, Strength in reverse, another major, the Six of Pentacles in reverse, and the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. So this grounds it a little. This is telling us to ground these energies. Now, let me take a look at these real quick. Now you see the Nine of Pentacles and the Six of Pentacles. There's these females, and they're both looking at each other. Possibly they're having a conversation about money or at work. And the one female in red has egotistical, or with these energies, we're trying to make it better. That's why we're doing this reading. So for he has like too much pride, or is maybe conceited, and I didn't even see there's a person in the middle. So perhaps these two women are fighting over someone. Now I see it's a little girl. Perhaps it's mama and baby mama. We want to make sure, remember how I said this, and not only to think before we speak, but to evaluate the situation before we speak and say, well, to look at astrology and the stars. They say millionaires don't use astrology in their everyday life, but billionaires do. So hence why they're billionaires, and how they are prepared for life events, harnessing these energies and learning how this is, so that way we can be prepared for this. I pulled some letters for the full reading, and the main message was reap and sow. There's a video to that, and I will tag that to this video. Thank you.